And action. Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode. I'm Andrea.
And I'm Morgan, and this is Opinionated Moms.
Okay, Love is Blind. I know you're watching this season, so we need your thoughts. Let's kind of chat about it quickly. What do you think?
Yes. Okay, so let's go couple by couple. Okay, so let's start with I thought Virginia and Devin were gonna be my favorite, and they are so boring. I'm so over them.
Oh
Like
my God. Virginia has no freaking personality.
none.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, but
hmm
she goes, "Thank you. Thank you."
She gives me vibes of like a 90-year-old woman. And I'm like, you're beautiful, you're young. Why are we acting like this?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah, next.
Um, I can't even think of Taylor and what's his name?
Dave,
Say it again.
Taylor, and Daniel.
Yes, Daniel. Okay. Um, First of all, he looks really short next to her, and I know she is actually short. I didn't want to judge him for being short, but like he also wears things that make him look shorter, like how he rolls his jeans up. Why are you doing that?
I didn't even notice that. I'm gonna have to watch that next time.
Go back and look at it. Every pair of jeans he wears, first of all, is super skinny, and then he like
Oh,
cups the bottom. He has like this much ankle showing. Like, stop.
oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Anyway, but they're fine, I guess. Okay, so there when she thought he was following her, he was for sure following her on
You
social
think
media.
so?
Yeah,
Like,
because she if she hadn't described that photo, then I would be like, this girl seems a little paranoid. But I feel like that's a very descriptive thing to remember.
I know. I like Daniel. And I want to believe that he's just a genuinely good guy and his parents seem sweet. So I'm just kind of like, please don't be a freaking creep at the end of all this. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm rooting for them. They're the only couple in this that I'm rooting for because I really do think they could like, I don't know, like have a future
No,
together.
yeah, me too.
And but now I'm gonna pay attention to his genes. Okay, and what do you think about Dave and Lauren?
Dave is psycho. He is so immature. Like he is so insecure. Like I
Yeah.
can't take it. Like, so when me and Nick were dating, I was actually dating like other people at the same time too. Cause it
hmm
like I had never been single, right? Like that was my first time like really being single. And so I
hmm
was like, I'm just gonna keep doing what I want until somebody
Yeah.
tries to lock it down. And that's what we had to do. We had a conversation. He was like, hey, I don't know what you're doing out there, but like I want to make this an exclusive thing. And I was like, me too. And that's how I feel like that's
Yeah.
how adults do it, you know? So I
Yeah.
feel like I don't understand what his problem, like, why are you mad? Like, she didn't even know you the last time she saw that person. So why are you mad?
And like I think what bothers me too, number one, Dave, I find him to be a red flag. I think he has too much trauma, needs to do some therapy, insecure, low self-esteem, needs to be reassured every 2 seconds. And I when Lauren's like, "Hey, your feelings are valid. Let me meet your friends. Like, let me talk to him. Let me meet your sister." And he's like, "No, no, like I
Yeah.
don't feel good." I'm like, that's kind of weird
First of all,
how,
his sister should have just been in the pods with him.
right? Like, I
Like,
mean,
apparently we need her.
I
Because,
mean, at the end of the day, who's he walking down the aisle to? The Lauren or his sister? Because I was so confused.
right.
I mean, I know you want your family's approval, but like,
It was
I'm dying to
wild.
meet this sister.
And then he was like, because at one point he was like, and my friends are talking about, and my sister knows. It's like, okay.
Yeah, but like, I feel like the way Dave's making her feel about like how his whole basically circle like is bashing her. She's kind of like, how am I set up to win here? So I agree with her in that sense. And then how do we feel about, I know they didn't make it to the like further along, but Mason, Alex, and Madison.
Madison did not deserve to get out of there engaged. So
You
I'm
did
glad
not.
she didn't.
I like
I
Alex.
was cool with her. I was like, oh, I like Madison. She seems like legit or whatever. Until she had her issue with Mason. She shouldn't have run to Meg and told her everything. And then even when I don't even know why she was discussing it with Alex. Like, why are we even talking about this with Alex? You chose him, y'all committed in the pods, like just move on. And she
Mhm.
did not want to move on. She just wanted somebody to tell her that she was right. It's okay, good. Now you right and single by
Mm,
yourself.
yeah, and I don't know. She gave me mean girl energy a little bit. I thought she was a red flag, honestly, from the very beginning. Honestly, I just there was something off about her. And then almost forgot Monica and Joey. Yeah, who?
Yeah, I was
The
like, because
Tarzan looking
I
dude.
was thinking the other two, Ben and Hannah.
Oh, B Ben and Sarah.
Sarah.
Yeah, they all freaking look alike.
But
No,
Monica and Joey, yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say like Monica and Joey. I don't know if they're gonna work out, honestly. And her whole like obsession with a sock bin. So like everyone in her family stuffs their socks in one bin, and everyone
It's
just kind of
so
like,
weird.
that's weird. Like it's
That's weird.
weird. I understand why he's kind of like, okay, like I'll put my socks in there, but I'm not gonna use those socks anymore. Like weird, weird. Um,
I mean, like I'll wear my husband's socks sometimes, or like Quinn might wear my socks sometimes, but we're not like you have your own socks. Like, why don't you have
I,
your own
I
socks?
yeah, I thought it was just interesting. And her sister seems really tough. I understand.
Oh, the sister. Yeah, I do remember I talked to Nick about it because Nick zone he tapped out on like episode 2. He was like, I'm not watching this. And he's also a big fan of Love is Blind, but he was like, no.
Like
Um,
he didn't like that episode, or he didn't like the sister.
he just doesn't like the season. So he was like, no,
The
I'm done
season
watching.
is so dry.
So
It's like
boring.
the driest chicken breast ever this season.
Ever. It's
It's
very Caucasian. Because like
I can't even tell them apart.
exactly,
And it,
exactly. I was like, this is a 180 because last season was like it was basically like all black people.
I
Or
don't even remember last season, if I'm being honest. I feel like I go through those like moments where I'm since I'm in this season right now, I can't even remember who was last season.
I feel you. But you remember
Um,
last season. For
who
sure.
was last season? Okay, but anyways,
The guy, Tyler, the guy he had the kids with the lesbian girl.
Tyler.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, and Tyler, they're getting a divorce. So like
Yes.
that freaking loser completely let everyone down, basically.
Yes.
Fraud. But the last one, Ben and Sarah. Did you see at the end when she's like when sees that video on TikTok and she's like, "What's this girl saying about you?"
Yes. I went
And
back
he,
and watched the TikTok because I had never seen it. So I went back and
oh, I
watched
haven't
it.
seen
And
it.
the girl was like hysterically crying. Like she was like she was like she's
Jesus.
like, "Oh my God, how can he manipulate people like this? I can't even watch the season." Like she's like bawling crying. Like you would have thought he just broke up with her the day before.
That's a little weird,
That
isn't
is
it?
why Sarah was like, "Are you sure? Like that's all that happened?" Because it was from 4 years ago. Because she was like breaking down. But honestly, I think she was breaking down more at the fact of like her own trauma and stuff,
Hmm.
as opposed to like something he
Yeah.
specifically did.
It sounds like it, honestly. That's wild. But I liked when he's like, "Oh, I don't really remember what happened." And she's like, "How do you not remember?" Such a
Because men really don't remember. Like they really don't care.
I'm just like no, you need to remember. I now want to watch this video. Um,
I'm gonna send it to you.
yeah, send it to me. You so yeah,
Yo,
this
I'm
needs to
tired.
be this needs to be a video where it's like you're podcasting and you think you're recording and halfway through you realize you're not. Okay, but
Okay,
wait.
so to backtrack, I'm fired as our producer, and
No.
it froze and cut off, and then we came back, and then I forgot to record. So the moral of the story is we talked about Love is Blind, and we
Yeah.
feel exactly the same way as social media because nothing we said is different.
Yeah.
I've been saying. Okay, so then you were
Okay, so now I want to ask you again. We were talking about briefly, like you were talking that like your husband is trying to find something different in his field. And I wanted just to ask you a little bit about that and kind of just how's he doing? How are you guys doing? And about that whole
okay,
situation.
yeah. So As you guys already know, and for anyone new, my husband works in Atlanta and we live in North Carolina, which obviously is not ideal. So he's been trying to find different work. He is a government employee. He works for the VA. Anyway, so there's a lot of stuff going on with Trump, right? And like, I don't know, these new random like laws and stuff he's putting out there. So there's a lot of issues with federal employees as far as like, I guess the government's just trying to decide, are they being efficient enough? Like, what can we cut
Hmm.
back on to save money? Because, America's in like trillions of dollars of debt, blah, blah, blah.
Hmm.
So Saturday, we were at Nick was here and he got an email from work. It's from the HR department. And it basically said, like, you need to send us 5 bullet points of something efficient that you did last week for your job. And if you don't do it, you're going to be fired. And it was like, this is from Trump and like it's going straight to him.
Hmm.
But he did it. He wrote the email. A lot of people were trying to decide, and it wasn't just in Atlanta, it was like all the VAs. So a lot of
Hmm.
people were trying to decide if they were going to write it. I know Arizona, there was a video of one of the local news stations in Arizona where they basically were like, none of our federal employees are going to be doing this. And we're not going to abide by it. And then Trump
Hmm.
said that he was going to cut their federal funding. Um, I know Maine is doing something similar. He wants the governor of Maine to do something, and I'm sorry I didn't look into it properly, but
Hmm.
she basically said no, and he was like, "Well, we're cutting all your federal funding." So it's just like a lot going on. And I know a couple of people that he works with have been laid off in the last few days
Wow.
because if you're under your probationary period, which is a solid 365 days, they're letting go of all of those people.
Oh my
So it's
gosh.
just like a lot going on. So I'm like, oh my God, please don't lay him off. This is not the time.
Yeah. And how does so he is sending, so he sent the email. Is he going to continue sending those emails? And did he confirm it was his HR? Like,
Yeah, so it did come from HR, but the order for it came from Trump. So I don't know who wrote it because whoever it was,
mhm.
English is not their first language. Um,
Yeah.
he only had to send it one time, but there will be other tasks in the future because he's a part of a union. So they
Hmm.
did tell him like there's going to be more in the future, like random spur of the moment things. Because the other thing is that it came on a Saturday and
Hmm.
they said you had to fill it out by like whatever time on Monday. And I'm
Hmm.
like, what if you didn't see this though? Because he doesn't work weekends.
Right,
You know?
right. No, that's crazy. Wow, that honestly,
It's so
it
much.
sucks like how it's impacting people with these types of jobs. And does how is he feeling about it? Like, is he stressed or
I think he's starting to get a little nervous now. He wasn't at first when all this stuff was coming because there's been like a lot of little things with government employees and changes and layoffs and blah blah blah. Um, I don't know if you know that like a couple weeks ago they were trying to give a whole bunch of people buyouts. Like they sent out a mass email from HR and they were like, if you reply to this email, that's basically you resigning and we're gonna give you like a huge severance package. And a bunch of people replied and they were like, yeah, like I'll leave and I'll take because it was like I want to say like 30, $40,000 for a severance package,
oh
but
wow.
it was not true. Turns out they actually don't have the authority to do that. So the the government was just pretty much like if you leave, like you're just leaving. You get
Oh
nothing.
wow.
So it's been a mess.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I hadn't heard about that email and people responding to that. That's crazy, honestly. I feel like it makes me nervous and it, I feel like the types of jobs that, you know, it just sucks. I feel like our world is in a place right now where I feel like we need rebuilding.
Mhm.
Um, and it's just like it's scary times, honestly. I feel like it's such scary times. People don't know what's gonna happen with their jobs, like with Nick. I'd be so nervous. Um, so I hope that it goes away. I don't even know. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep you updated, of course, but like it's starting to affect like everything because Sage, our youngest, is in daycare, and
hmm.
through the VA, you can get discounts on your daycare prices, and
Hmm.
we're supposed to start getting that discount. this month, and we got an email that basically said like you won't be getting it. It's only for those who meet certain income requirements because the government
Mm,
has cut their funding.
mm.
I was like,
So
oh,
you're not gonna get the discount?
no. I mean, like, luckily we don't like need it, but it
Mm-hmm.
would definitely be nice to have,
Of
you know what I'm
course.
saying?
Yeah.
But I was just like, oh wow, like and I know they're talking about like cutting food stamps and
Mm-hmm.
a whole bunch of stuff. So it's, girl, we're in
Yeah,
trouble.
no, it's freaking crazy, honestly. But I didn't know that he was going through that and that. Yeah, keep me posted because I had no idea. And for me, I just hope that whoever is our president is doing things that will work for the people, you know?
Yeah.
And I know it's a sensitive, like weird subject to talk about. Um, but like, yeah, I gotta just like pray about it.
Oh, for sure. Every day is terrible.
Yeah. But now we got some recapping to do on Beverly Hills and Potomac.
Wait, I have breaking
Um,
news. I don't, have you been on social media in the last like 2 hours?
not Bravo related. What happened?
Karen Huger was sentenced to
No way.
2 years in prison,
No way.
but she got 1 year suspended and can potentially have her time further reduced with good behavior. And then I read an article from people about it, and this literally just happened like 2 hours ago.
Oh my gosh, I did
Um,
not see this.
yeah, she was sentenced to 2 years in prison with 1 year suspended. And then it said, I believe it was, yes, 5 years probation after that. She has 30 days to appeal the judge's decision, 90 days to ask the judge to reconsider. So,
Wow. That's crazy. I can't say I'm surprised if I'm being
mhm.
honest. And I feel like though I never want someone to go to jail because I mean like that's scary. I've never been and like I don't ever want to be. I just hope that Miss Karen Huger can actually do the work
Mhm.
because I feel like she was still trying to get away from all of it and didn't take any accountability at all. And it's like, Missy, now you're gonna do the time. You're gonna go pay your dues. And I just pray that this like changes her. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that she learns. Like she has a problem.
Yeah, because
Has
I
a
didn't
problem
know
with accountability.
this was like her fourth or fifth DUI.
Just like that's crazy. When does she get does it say when she gets sentenced? Like or when that
When she
starts?
has to go. So she, I guess after the 30 days, because it said she has 30 days to appeal,
Mm,
30 days to appeal, and 90 days to ask the judge to reconsider his order. I don't really understand what the difference is.
yeah, well that's crazy.
So
That's
I guess
crazy.
after the deadline, she'll have to go. So clearly she won't be on the next season.
No, she will not. I wonder what they're gonna do with Potomac. Do you know if they're gonna like put it on pause or
I mean, I think they should keep filming just like they did when Teresa went to prison. I know she went for 3 years, so that was a lot longer. But I still feel like like, why would we stop?
yeah, because I don't know, and like how are things gonna end up with Mia? Because Mia did not have a good episode. Your girl Mia? What do you have to
I
say
was
about Mia?
rooting for her. I was like, she is gonna turn it around. She did not. She did not at all. And
She
even
did not.
Jacqueline was just like,
Why was she even out there? No offense. Why did Jacqueline come
I
out?
don't
Like,
know.
I
I
was
was also confused. I could have done without her and Jazzy. I forgot all about Jazzy. I was like,
so
oh,
jazzy. I
you
forgot
were
she
on
was
this
there.
show, girl. I forgot.
But Mia had both Mia and Karen are a lot more similar than we think because they cannot take any accountability. I was loving part two of Potomac, though, of this reunion. It was
Oh,
so
yeah.
good. I felt like Wendy and Giselle were kind of bouncing off each other and kind of like calling people out. And then like Wendy and Ashley at one point, they kind of go at it. Do you remember when?
Yes, and okay, so I posted about that on our, let's go through our threads.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Okay, so I posted and I asked you guys, and I posted Wendy and Ashley had a little tit for tat at the reunion part two, involving comments of their men. Whose side are you on? And 83% said they were on Wendy's side. And then
Yeah.
we had some comments saying, someone said, they made a point that Ashley wanted to say, take it up with the blogs. But the truth is, when they were talking about Michael, she wanted everyone to be quiet about the blogs. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's a good point. However, that was like an actual thing out in the media. Like just how like Karen wanted everyone to stop talking about like her
Mm-hmm.
DUI, like it's in the media, like we're gonna talk about it. Josh didn't do anything. Josh literally just said hi. Like
Josh was just breathing.
right. Like he's just breathing. And Wendy's like, let's go, white boy. I was like, Daddy, what did he do? Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I can understand why he's upset. But also, I don't think Wendy said anything worthy of him being really that upset.
I mean, oh, she was upset about he's a lateral move, but it was like, get over it. She's
I
not.
mean, I don't even think it was a lateral move because he ain't got no money.
I didn't see what the big deal was, honestly. Like I really didn't. Um, and then how about at the end though? I have to ask when Giselle tells Mia like you are not a good mother. You have not been a good mother. Like nothing that what
Oh,
you've been doing. And like Mia stands up and storms off. And I was like, Giselle went there and I was like, dang,
that was
what are you
harsh. I don't know if I could tell someone that they're not a good mom. I mean, you'd have to be like physically abusing your kids or like a full-on crackhead for me to be like, you're not a good mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
yeah.
I felt like that was really harsh. And I
Hmm.
feel like a lot of people talk about stuff with their kids or in front of their kids that I would never discuss in
Hmm.
front of my kids. But that I don't necessarily think that means that she's a bad mom. I don't want to speak on someone in their motherhood journey unless I'm
Hmm.
like really intimately involved with her and her children. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I even want to have an opinion on that. Why I can see it in your face. What are you?
No, no. I feel like this I feel the same way. I feel like bashing another mother on how they're parenting. Like I wouldn't want someone to do it to me.
Mhm.
I don't think Mia is a bad mom. I think she got caught up in the whole show and like the fame. And do I agree with how she went about it? No.
Mhm.
Do I think she's thirsty and like fame hungry? Absolutely. But I don't think she's a bad mom. And I
Yeah.
actually was kind of like, oof, like it made me really sad for her when Giselle was like, you have not been a great mother. Like, I, I don't know.
Yeah. Cause
I haven't-
well, okay, because even like when they went to Panama and she was like, I don't know where my kids are and like I'm freaking out, blah 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 blah. But as soon as she found out like where they were, and she calmed down and she found out they were with someone that she trusts and she talked to her kids and she was like, yeah, they're fine. And she could continued with her plan, which was to leave and go wherever she was going. Low key, I would have done the same thing because I'm like, oh, they're fine. I would have just set parameters like, okay, well, don't let Gordon come back and get them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think the part that makes it hard for that in Panama is I just don't believe that that whole scene was real in the first place. And I think that's what
Yeah.
the ladies have an issue with is that, and even Jacqueline admits that Mia has a hard time, she fabricates the truth. So it's like that's her best friend, like that's her sister. So I just feel like Mia needs to take accountability and really just do some work on herself. I think she's a good mom. But I think that the show really has, I don't know, I feel like she's like, I'm the star of the show. I gotta make it great. I gotta like create some drama and then bringing up her kids' paternity test stuff. Like I just would never do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I agree
Yeah, when
with Wendy when she was like, if you take away Gordon and Ink, then what are you going to talk about? And I was like, that's a good point. But she did go
exactly.
from Blazers to Fashion Nova.
Which there's nothing wrong with Fashion Nova. I love Fashion
I love
Nova.
Fashion Nova, but she
Yeah.
did make a switch. And well, I mean, she did say they were paying her though. So I
Yeah.
also would make the switch.
I would make the switch too. And then
Get
when she was
paid,
like, "You pay
girl.
me," But she's like, they pay me well. I want to be like, how much do they pay? You know?
I
I was
know,
like,
right? Dang. It's minute.
okay, yeah, but no, so it was a really good episode. Okay, and then st next season or next season, the next review. Oh my God, the next review, the next episode when TJ is about to like unleash whatever he's gonna unleash. I'm like dying to know.
I
I feel like
really want
Bravo
to know.
always does this though. They get us so excited, and then we're like, meh, like that's the big news.
Yeah,
Um,
they released a bunch of nothing. Also, can we just give a hand clap for Eddie? Give a hand clap for Eddie, okay?
we
Because
love
the
Happy
way
Eddie.
he came through with the FaceTime, with the immediate text to Wendy, okay?
Yeah, yeah, and like she heard it, she was right there. It was almost as if like, was this like, how could this have just been so perfect right there? It was like
Perfect.
boop, dropped right there. But yeah, I'm excited for next week's episode. Did you
Yeah.
catch up on Beverly Hills?
Yeah, I watched it today. Uh,
Oh my gosh, not our girl Sutton, but what about our girl Sutton?
so I asked our people on Threads, asked our
Okay.
listeners, viewers, friends, whatever, do we really think Sutton is an alcoholic? And 50% said not sure. 35% said absolutely, and 15% said definitely not. So we are not sure, but there are definitely signs. I don't know if I think she's an alcoholic. I definitely think she's on some type of medication and she's mixing it with alcohol. But I don't think I would say she's an alcoholic.
How do you feel how she respond? Like that lunch, what an awkward lunch. First of all, let me just say that they looked like they were sweating their asses off. Jennifer Tilly's face looked so sweaty and like they all looked so hot and miserable.
Well, they're eating baked potatoes in the middle of the summer, sitting
Yeah,
outside.
and I'm just caviar baked potatoes. I've never actually had caviar, so I
I
can't even
haven't either.
I can't
But
even
I listen. I'm not in that tax bracket.
wait,
Okay,
wait, stupid question. What is caviar? Like, is it like
eggs,
eggs?
fish eggs.
Ugh. I was about to say, like, I would actually try caviar. No, I would not actually. I probably would puke my
I mean, I
brains
would
out.
try it if I was somewhere where I could either afford it or someone was giving it to me. I would try it for the experience.
Hmm.
I don't know if it would become a part of my diet.
Yeah, no, but they looked miserable.
Yeah,
Erica always looks amazing though. I love her.
she looks so good. I
But
think
how,
Kyle looked great.
oh, Kyle's glasses. I want a pair of like light
Yeah,
blue sunglasses because she just looks so good.
Sutton
Um,
Garcelle let me down as usual.
oh, we're not surprised there. But what did you think of Sutton telling Dorit, well, I think my wallet's bigger than you.
I mean, low key, it probably is.
But who says
But it was
that?
unnecessary. It was an
So
unnecessary
she's
comment.
been dying.
She
Sutton
was
has been
problematic.
dying to use that.
Yeah.
She's got a bunch of lines in her pocket. Ow, I just banged my nail on the table. She has a bunch of lines on all the women, I bet you, that she is dying to use because who just says that out of
In her
nowhere?
arsenal. Wait, who was it? It was one of the
Margaret.
housewives. It was
Margaret.
Margaret. Yes, in her arsenal. That's what it is. She has an
She has an
arsenal.
arsenal for sure, but it comes off she uses it at the wrong time, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, that was unwarranted. That was something she should have said. You know what? Sutton is one of those people, I guarantee you 1,000%. She gets into an argument with somebody and then she goes home and like replays the argument with like all the good things she could have said. So that's what it was. Dorit said the thing about her drinking at the 4th of July event, and she wanted to say,
oh, absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. She went home that day and she's all pissed off and she said, I'm about to like
She's like in the
really get her.
shower. She's like,
Yeah.
man, I could have said something so good, like scrubbing. That's what
Yeah.
she's
And
doing.
I was just like, Sutton, you're so hypocritical because you say that you're classy and that like sisterhood and like, representing your best self, but then you act like this. And then
Right.
Garcelle, like, I
Well, I
know
mean,
that.
Garcelle did in her
No,
in
no,
her
Garcelle just did this. Garcelle just did this. Oh,
but
no.
that's her
Ooh.
Garcelle way of
Uh,
saying it. But
uh,
I've never
uh.
seen Garcelle actually step in and stop something. Like
What?
I've never seen Garcelle actually step in and stop something unless it's an attack on Sutton. But she was just like when that happened, she was like, "Oh." I feel like that was the sign for Sutton to chill. But Sutton was like, no, I'm going for her. So, like, okay, so on one hand, I understand why Sutton did what she did because Dorit pissed me off with the drinking comment too. It was so unwarranted. And
It
Sutton is
was.
already up here with Dorit.
Hmm.
Like, whether you agree with it or not, she's already up here. And,
Yeah.
like, the fact that Dorit was breathing wrong just like set Sutton off. So I
Yeah.
do think I don't think the anger was unwarranted towards Dorit, but I think the comment, that particular comment was like way out of left field. Like it wasn't relevant.
Ugh, I just like I just didn't I don't know. I feel like it made Sutton look so bad. And I watched the after show. I don't know if you watched it yet, but
Mhm.
Dorit was like that was like gross behavior. And I was like, I agree. Like I like why did she have to go there? You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah,
can
but that's what
tell.
I'm saying. I guess that's what I'm trying to say is like she had a right to be upset with Dorit, but she handled it all wrong.
Oh yeah, all wrong. Um and how do you feel about Bose trying to carry like okay, I'm not like
Okay, wait, before we get on
woman.
those, because I have opinion on her. I have
Yeah.
opinions on her.
Yeah.
But I'm not writing anything. I don't know why I'm holding this pen.
I'm
But
holding a pen too because
it's for
it's what I
props.
do.
It's for fun. But when Dorit looked at Kyle at that lunch and she's
Mm.
like, and you're not doing anything to step in. How is that any of how is that Kyle's job?
No, I think it's not. It's not, but I understand what Dorit was saying, kind of like, I'm your good friend here too. We're trying to rebuild. You see the situation happening, like enough's enough. I think she just needed a friend at that moment, honestly. I
She
think that's
always just needs a friend. I feel like, but here's my
yeah.
thing. I feel like everyone was just letting them do their thing.
Yeah.
Like nobody stepped in. They were like, this is between the two of you. This has been a long time coming. And
Hmm.
I feel like they kind of did the same thing when Dorit and Kyle were going back and forth. They just let them have their moment.
This is the difference between Beverly Hills, and I don't know if you've noticed, um, between all the franchises, Beverly Hills is the only franchise that when a woman is arguing with the other girl, nobody else chimes in because they've all spoken about it separately in interviews that that is their fight and their fight only, that no one else is going to get involved, which because nobody else wants to be under fire and get attacked or say like you're a bad friend for defending that person. But all the other franchises, Miami, Potomac, Atlanta,
Oh my God,
Salt
Miami is
Lake,
the worst.
New Jersey, they're all like your fight is my fight and her fight, and we're all going to be arguing this thing. So I wish Beverly Hills, the women on Beverly Hills, they don't speak up. They don't speak their mind. They don't say how they feel. It's all surface. It's all fake. It's a bunch of BS. It's all these women pretending to like each other.
Right.
And that's why Beverly Hills is the way it is right now. It's just so like, what,
Yeah. My
That's the truth.
computer. Sorry, my computer came unplugged.
Oh my gosh. Today, guys, it's
I was
not our
like, why
day.
is my computer dying? Okay.
Oh my
Anyways,
goodness.
so sorry. I'm a hot mess. But anyways, okay, so Bose, yes, tell me how you feel about her.
I Bose inspires me in a way where she's such a like badass and her corporate career is inspiring. So I really like her story. I'm intrigued. I don't like how she's always defending Dorit every single time. And it's like, Bose, he's been here for 1 minute. Unless you've been researching, like you've been a fan of the show, which it seems like you have been. I'm just kind of like, these women have history. There's a reason why they can't stand Dorit or like Dorit's annoying. Uh, yeah, how do you feel?
I mean, I agree with you. I feel like if I obviously am a fan and did become a housewife, even if I wasn't a fan and I became a housewife, like I want to come in and I just want to observe,
Hmm.
because you obviously don't see everything. The cameras stop rolling at some point. So
Yeah.
I want to like, what am I missing, behind the scenes? So yeah, I just wish she would chill out a little bit. I know her and Garcelle do the exact same thing,
Hmm.
with Sutton and Dorit. So Garcelle annoys me too when she does it. And I actually asked people on threads about that
Hmm.
if they thought they were doing the exact same thing. And I can't find, oh, 57% agreed. So that was
Yeah.
less than
Yeah.
what I thought. As far as her carrying a baby, I think it's weird. I think it's weird because she's so much older and because she
Just
had
like, is this a real storyline? Because if it
right.
is, I'm like, okay, like go ahead, girl. But
Yeah.
like, I don't. Anytime these women come on here at over 40 and like they're like, I'm trying to get pregnant, I'm like, it's never really true,
Mhm.
honestly. And we never hear that storyline ever again. So it's like, what
And
happened?
I think it's weird too that she's talking about having a baby with someone that she said that she's never said I love you to.
That's weird. But then she's over here gonna tell Dorit, like, you gotta leave your man, you gotta leave PK, like, read the signs, read the room. But like, girl, you haven't even told your man you love him and you want to have a baby with him. Like, you're
Yeah.
act like that's weird. That's
It's
weird.
very weird.
Okay, well, that was a great episode.
Was it?
Guys, thank you so much. If you tuned in and you saw those technical issues, we apologize. Our producer, thanks to our producer. She is the best because, we can't do this without her. But thank you guys for tuning in. Let us know your thoughts. Like, save, subscribe, send it to a friend. Let us know what you think. And thanks for tuning in.
Yes, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads because we be having the conversations on Threads. So you need to join the
Yes.
fun. Thanks,
All
guys.
right. Bye.
Bye.